Hi everyone. Dvar Torah and Parashat Noach, and for a change, it won't be related to the Beit Mikdash. So the parsha starts with the pasuk and says, "Eto Noach, Noach ish tzaddik tamim haya b'doratav." Right, he was a great tzaddik in his generation, and there's a well-known machloket Chazal. What does it mean in his generation? So compared to the generation of Avraham, then he would have still been a great tzaddik. He would have been a great, maybe even greater than Avraham. And some say no. If we would compare him to Avraham, he wouldn't have been such a great tzaddik. So Noach misken, why does he get compared to Avraham Avinu? No one else gets compared to Avraham Avinu like this. And another question is, what educational message are Chazal trying to convey in this machloket? If he was a tzaddik like Avraham, as great as Avraham, if he was not a great tzaddik compared to Avraham. So I think to answer these questions, it's important to appreciate that both Noach and Avraham represent a fundamental shift in the world in general, and specifically in the relationship between God and man. So with Noach, it's very clear that Hashem, the world is morally corrupt. Hashem decides to destroy the world. He does a great reset, and he saves only Noach. So actually, if you want to compare Noach to anyone, you should compare it to Adam Rishon. It's like Adam Harishon 2.0. Okay, but how did Noach interact the whole time with humanity? So the Torah gives hints. It says, Et Elokim hitalech Noach. He walked with God. But if he's busy walking with God, who is he not walking with? He's not being with the other people in his generation. So they're all morally corrupt. Noach builds his four walls. He lives behind his four walls. He's busy. He's walking with God. He's okay. And the rest of the world's doing their own thing. So, if you will, he's the prototype Haredi, right? When the Haredi, the time of Skala movement, the Judaism was collapsing, and rather than try and interact with everyone, the Haredim decided to just band among themselves, build their own four walls, and live their life at their high level and save themselves. So, and that the way that Noach lived is the way that Hashem said that's going to be your Yeshua. That's going to be the way you redeem yourself and you save the world, and that's going to be your Yud, your destiny. He says you live behind your four walls, and the rest of the world went to pot. So build your four walls, build your teva. You go in the teva, you'll be saved, and the rest of the world will be destroyed. As opposed to Noach, the Haredi, we come to Avraham, where in his time the world had forgotten God. And what's Avraham's approach? Is my tent is open on all four sides. Everyone come. Everyone connect to God. Right? No one should be left behind. Everyone can be saved. So if Noach is the prototype Haredi, so Avraham Avinu is the prototype Chabadnik. Right? And where do we see that? We see it says that Hashem says, Asher halach lefanai. Right? He walked before God. He didn't walk with God. Who was he walking with? He was walking with the other people and he was saving the people. And these different approaches come to a head when God informs them that he's going to destroy the people. So, right? So when he comes to Noach, he says to Noach, I'm going to destroy the world. What's Noach's reaction? Okay, destroy the world. When he comes to Avraham, he says, Avraham, I'm going to destroy Sodom. What's Avraham's reaction? He says, no, Hashem, we can save them. We can bring them back. They're okay. Don't give up on them. Right? And I think the question of the educational message Chazal are trying to convey is that we have these two approaches. We have the Noach Haredi approach, and we have the Avraham Chabadnik approach. What's the right approach? How should people try and interact in a moral decadent society? So, according to the Noach approach, they say that there's times that en malasot, you can't save them. Better save yourself and keep yourself on a high level, and you can't save them. And the Avraham approach says, no, we should always try and do outreach. We should always try and save everyone. So it's clear that the Avraham approach is the long-term correct approach because that's the long-term way that Hashem chose to save the world. But I think the question of the machloket is there also room for the Noach approach? Maybe there are some generations where the Avraham approach is correct, but there's some generations where the Avraham approach won't work. And if people try and save the other people, they'll just end up bringing themselves down. So there are times when the Noach approach is equally valid and is the correct approach for that generation. Right? That would be the approach that says that Noach was a great tzaddik compared to Avraham. His approach was equally valid compared to Avraham's approach. And the other approach would say, no, we should always try the Avraham approach. We should always try and do outreach. We should always try and save people. And we shouldn't necessarily worry about what if they bring us down. And Noach's approach compared to Avraham's approach isn't valid. It's not as good. Right? The tzidkut of Noach is not as good as the tzidkut of Avraham. Because we should always go for that approach. We should always try and save everyone. So, something to think about as we enter Parashat Noach. And unfortunately, it is still relevant in our world today, this question of which approach to take, as much as it has always been. Shabbat Shalom.